America's wildfire emergency is intensifying again, with extreme flames, choking smoke, and dangerous winds converging across several western states today. The nation remains at preparedness level 5, while firefighters battle 94 large uncontained fires across a landscape already scorched beyond average. Here's the memorable detail. A fire called Big Grass now covers more than 500,000 acres, and it expanded dramatically last cycle. This afternoon, dry wind and thunderstorm outflows could redirect active fire lines quickly across Idaho, Wyoming, Oregon, Washington, and neighboring states. Some relief may arrive later this week, but it brings new lightning and flooding concerns. So let's get right into this action-packed forecast. First, the latest national incident report was issued Sunday morning, August 9th, so acreage and containment figures are not real-time measurements. That report lists 45,872 fires this year, burning more than 6.3 million acres across the country. More than 30,000 personnel, 645 crews, 1,870 engines, and 226 helicopters are currently assigned. The Pacific Northwest remains the center of gravity, with 53 listed incidents and more than 2.6 million actively reported acres. In southeastern Oregon, Big Grass stands at 504,385 acres and 39% containment in the latest report. Fire officials described wind-driven runs, short-range spotting, and isolated tree torching, while structures, infrastructure, and nearby communities remained under threat. Farther north, the Roe Creek complex reached 366,617 acres, with 32 structures lost and 79% containment. Near Sprague River, Wrights Spring remained 0% contained after jumping 14,672 acres during the latest reporting cycle. Washington's Little Giant Fire reached 97,539 acres, only 2% contained, with Crown Fire and long-range spotting observed. Thin Lahican and Kaiser Canyon both exceeded 137,000 acres, while officials reported 49 structures lost between those two incidents. The Modrite Fire near Enkelium covered 56,860 acres, with 88 structures lost and ongoing evacuation or access restrictions. Around Spokane, Old Trails, Autumn Lane, and Fairview showed more moderate fire behavior, allowing crews to focus increasingly on hot spots. Even so, the national report counted 812 structures lost across those three fires, and heavily damaged neighborhoods still faced restricted access. Smoke remains a big-time impactful story across Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, where unhealthy conditions can change rapidly with shifting winds. NWS Spokane expects widespread smoke and haze for several days, especially near and downwind from regional fires across the inland Northwest. Drivers along the I-90 and Highway 2 corridors should expect locally reduced visibility, although no blanket interstate closure is implied by this forecast. Across Oregon, air quality advisories covered communities including the Dalles, Fossil, Mitchell, Klamath Falls, and areas surrounding several active fire complexes. Near the Columbia Basin, official guidance gave greater than 80% odds of gusts topping 25 miles per hour in favored corridors. Travelers using the I-84 through eastern Oregon should watch for smoke, sudden visibility reductions, and changing local restrictions near incident zones. In Utah, Widemouth 2 reached 114,957 acres, 27% contained after another 8,000-acre reporting increase. Idaho's MM-115 Highway 20 fire grew to 4,936 acres, threatening structures and communications infrastructure near Mountain Home. Red flag warnings cover parts of Idaho today, where gusts of 20 to 35 miles per hour combine with critically low humidity. Boise and nearby valleys remain hot, dry, and smoky, with afternoon temperatures generally reaching the lower or middle 90s through Wednesday. Across Wyoming, red flag warnings continue from noon through 9 tonight as hot temperatures, low humidity, and gusty winds overlap. Dry thunderstorms may produce 40 to 55 mile per hour outflows, capable of changing fire direction much faster than the broader forecast wind. In Montana, Sand Creek displayed extreme fire behavior near Wisdom, while Bobcat Lakes, Skillet, and Moose continued threatening homes, roads, or infrastructure. Wildfire smoke pushed some Montana monitoring locations into very unhealthy conditions recently, making changing local air quality readings essential before outdoor activity. California, Colorado, and New Mexico also have active large fires, although the largest concentrations of assigned resources remain farther north and west. Northern Minnesota still has 5 large uncontained fires near the Superior National Forest, including bear trap at more than 30,000 acres. Alaska listed 1 large uncontained fire, while Hawaii listed none in the national report, which does not exclude smaller local incidents. Year-to-date acreage stands at 157% of the 10-year average, although mapping corrections can change individual incident totals significantly. If officials issue evacuation instructions near your community, follow the newest county notice immediately because national summaries cannot track street-level changes. Now, what's coming behind today's dangerous setup is a gradual pattern change, beginning with another hot, dry, breezy day on Tuesday. Idaho and Wyoming should again see many valley highs in the 90s, while smoke continues reducing visibility across northern and central areas. By Wednesday, a western trough begins turning upper-level winds southwesterly, drawing deeper monsoon moisture northward into Idaho, Wyoming, and the Northern Rockies. NWS Boise says ensemble moisture values approach the 90th percentile by Thursday, increasing showers, thunderstorms, and possible heavy rain over burn scars. Wyoming rain chances rise toward 50 to 80% by Wednesday, while cooler highs settle into the 70s or near 80 Thursday. Seattle holds near 75 Tuesday, while Los Angeles eases from the upper 80s toward the middle 80s under mostly sunny skies. Denver approaches 97 Tuesday with isolated thunder possible, while Dallas stays near 101 beneath persistent southern plains heat. Chicago stays near the upper 70s Tuesday with storm risks, while Minneapolis reaches the upper 80s beneath periods of wildfire haze. New York City remains near 91 Tuesday, while Atlanta reaches the lower 90s with humid afternoon thunderstorm chances returning again. This is not a classic cold air surge. It is a moisture-bearing trough that cools some western areas while increasing storm-driven wind risks. Overnight inversions may trap smoke close to valleys, then afternoon mixing may improve visibility while simultaneously strengthening surface winds near fires. Rain can slow flames, but lightning outside wet cores and erratic outflows may create new starts before meaningful moisture reaches dry fuels. That transition sets the stage for the forecast's biggest question: whether moisture helps crews more than wind and lightning challenge them. Here are the official probabilities. Guidance shows above 80% odds for 25-mile-per-hour gusts in favored central Washington corridors today. For Catitas Valley, probabilities of gusts reaching 39 miles per hour run 70 to 90% with lower odds elsewhere. Around Wenatchee, Winthrop, and nearby valleys, combined NBM and HREF guidance shows 30 to 60% odds of exceeding 30-mile-per-hour gusts. By Wednesday, northern Washington and North Idaho carry 10 to 40% thunderstorm chances, highest near the Canadian border region. No official source assigns one national day 5 through 7% to wildfire growth, so any precise acreage projection would be misleading. Models have shifted on the timing and coverage of moisture, and yesterday's solution could look different as smaller disturbances become clearer. Let's take a look at the HREF frame, which emphasizes localized wind corridors instead of one uniform wall of western wind. That high-resolution guidance highlights central Washington valleys, where terrain can channel afternoon gusts while nearby locations remain noticeably much calmer. The mechanism starts with a pressure gradient, meaning air accelerates from higher pressure toward lower pressure through gaps in river valleys. Add a dry boundary layer, the hot air near the ground and falling rain can evaporate before reaching the surface. That process creates virga, which is rain evaporating aloft, leaving cooler descending air that can slam outward as sudden wind. Those outflows may reach 55 miles per hour in Wyoming, briefly overpowering the expected westerly wind and redirecting active flame fronts. Spotting means embers travel ahead of the main fire, starting new flames beyond containment lines and forcing crews to defend multiple edges. All right, 3 scenarios stand out from best to worst, and each depends on moisture timing, wind strength, and lightning placement. In the best case, humidity rises quickly, storms deliver wetting rain, and afternoon winds stay below critical thresholds across most fire zones. That outcome would slow surface spread, help crews secure existing lines, and gradually improve smoke dispersion without creating many new ignitions. The middle scenario brings scattered rain but also isolated dry lightning, producing temporary relief near some fires and dangerous outflows near others. Under that middle path, containment improves around Spokane, while Little Giant, Wrights Spring, and several Idaho incidents continue making localized runs. The worst case combines lightning outside rainfall cores with 40 to 55 mile per hour outflows, critically dry fuels, and sudden wind shifts near communities. That setup could generate new starts, push embers across control lines, and make evacuation zones expand faster than national reports update. Big Grass deserves close monitoring because its latest reported expansion exceeded 62,000 acres, although part of that change may reflect mapping. Little Giant remains especially concerning because it was only 2% contained and had recently displayed crowning, spotting, and rapid uphill runs. Wrights Spring also warrants attention after its 14,000-acre increase, 0% containment, and documented long-range spotting near structures and critical infrastructure. Utah's storms may become wetter, but lightning and gusty outflows remain possible around Widemouth 2 and other fires before humidity improves. The encouraging trend is Spokane, where moderate behavior and rising containment allow more direct mop-up, patrol, and carefully managed resident returns. Smoke presents its own scenario tree, improving where winds disperse it, but worsening downwind or overnight where valleys trap fine particles. If air quality reaches unhealthy levels, sensitive groups should reduce strenuous outdoor activity, while everyone should watch official local health guidance. On the road, never drive into dense smoke or around barricades, and remember that visibility can collapse before flames become visible. Firefighters are supported by 4 military C-130 air tankers, international personnel, hundreds of crews, and more than 200 helicopters nationwide. Containment does not mean a fire is extinguished. It measures control line progress, while interior heat and smoke may persist for weeks. If today's wind probabilities and Wednesday's storm chances persist into shorter range outlooks, we will track those changes with daily updates. The key signals are new red flag warnings, expanding evacuation zones, fresh lightning starts, sudden acreage jumps, and slower than expected moisture arrival. For people in Spokane, Boise, Casper, Salt Lake City, or communities near active fires, afternoon wind changes deserve your closest attention. Once again, every acreage figure belongs to a stated reporting cycle, and local agencies may publish newer numbers before the next national summary. My goodness, this is an action-packed forecast where relief and renewed danger can arrive from the very same thunderstorm complex. This wildfire situation remains developing, especially across the Pacific Northwest, Great Basin, and Northern Rockies as the atmosphere transitions this week. We will provide daily updates if fire weather probabilities strengthen, storm coverage changes, or evacuation and smoke conditions shift materially again. Until then, check local sheriff alerts, National Weather Service warnings, state fire portals, and Air Now before making travel or outdoor plans. Like and subscribe, and turn notifications on so you do not miss the next fully verified wildfire and fire weather briefing. I'll see you in the next one, and please stay safe out there while crews continue working across the West.